Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dig into the business model of a platform called EcommWorld Philippines. We'll be using their own public materials to see just how they've set everything up. So let's jump right in. So right off the bat, they hit you with a big question. Are you ready to grow your business? It's a direct appeal, immediately setting the stage that they're talking to people deep in the world of e-commerce and maybe even AI. But, before they sell you on the solution, they want to make sure you really feel the problem. They tap right into those all-too-common frustrations that online entrepreneurs face every single day. And the first one? Oh yeah, it's a big one. It's that feeling of just burnout. You're doing everything you can, creating content, managing the day-to-day, but the money just isn't coming in like it should. It's exhausting. Then there's this classic struggle. You pour time into strategies that just don't seem to work. You get clients, but they don't stick around. It feels like you're constantly starting over from scratch, right?
And they don't shy away from a really nasty part of the online world, trust, or, the lack of it. Scammers are everywhere, and they can drain your bank account and, maybe even worse, your motivation.
And look, all of this leads to the one thing that can really sink a small business. You're throwing money at marketing, watching that budget just disappear, and the sales numbers, they're just not moving. It's a tough spot to be in.
Okay, so after laying out all those pain points, EcommWorld steps in with its big answer, an all-in-one platform that's supposedly designed to tackle these exact problems head-on.
So what is it exactly? Well, they describe it as a kind of ecosystem for three different groups. You've got consumers, who are just looking for a good deal, merchants who need to boost their sales, and then affiliates who are looking for a way to earn.
And this really boils it down to their core idea. It's all meant to be this self-sustaining cycle. Right? The empowered buyers get deals from the boosted merchants who get promoted by the rewarded affiliates. In theory, everyone helps everyone else.
Okay, so that's the big picture. But let's drill down a little. How is this supposed to work for the people actually trying to make money here, the merchants and the affiliates?
They make a really clear split between two main types of business users. On one side, you have the merchant partners. These are people who already have products to sell. And on the other, you have the affiliates, who are basically looking for a new business to jump into.
For the merchants, the big promise is all about stretching that marketing budget. They talk about using modern tools like AI and social media, sure, but the real kicker here seems to be the community. The idea is that it's not just the company pushing your product, it's this whole army of affiliates too. Now, for the affiliates, it's a completely different pitch. This is positioned as basically a business in a box. They're saying, look, we give you the platform, the products, the training, everything. And the end goal they're dangling, it's a big one: passive income and total financial freedom.
All right, so that's the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. How do you actually get in on this? Let's look at what they're offering with their subscription.
Okay, so they have two lifetime subscription options. Let's break them down. With Tier 1, you get up to 30% off on products and a 30% commission if you directly refer someone. It also mentions a 5% indirect commission for sales from people you brought in. Now, Tier 2 kicks those numbers up a notch and adds a really interesting perk called a merchant commission. That's a 3% earning on the monthly sales of any merchants you bring onto the platform. So it really seems to lean into that multi-level earning potential.
And like you see with a lot of these launches, there's definitely a clock ticking. They make it very clear that these prices are just for the introductory period. There's a hard deadline at the end of 2025, and they say after that the prices will go up, no exceptions.
So if you've seen all that and you're thinking, okay, I'm in, they lay out a pretty straightforward path to get started. It's super simple, really just 2 steps. You pay the fee, and then you fill out their form and upload your proof of payment to get your account activated. That's it.
And they wrap up their whole pitch with this really powerful quote, one you've probably heard before. It ties everything back to that big promise of building passive income. The message is crystal clear. Their system is the tool to help you start earning money even when you're not actively working.
And that really brings us to the end of our breakdown. The platform kind of turns the tables on you with one last, very personal question. It's a challenge, really. It forces you to think about what your own goals are and whether a platform like this is the right way to get there. Definitely something to think about.